50th birthday of his
Kansa shube jaje simo yola thoma chamri shuya ta diringi nyando di nando zo kan shena kundun wita Martin Scorsese shebe zewam jegoji bebe tho kundun shebe lonye singbu shu na gitu deta dewe nyando ji hin den ube me tingzo kasha ne ngalo chinda chungni be chenyi ni yongjap seta be otana kandan dilwe chinda tumba ne lo cheme chinda tumba bar geji chön yola logo shibo chamze lura sungzi na je Kwangjangu Chimbacho Kungda Gupchul Bebe Goden Sungsi Shuju Ganda Yongja Seta Tusi Jang Yore Tenda Yimba Songzang Ari Jeso Washington Do Den Shebe Jeji Bedun Lengu Kangda Dangna Shin Jang Ari Kuzab Denje Legung Tumogi Goti Shube To Gundin Widda Martin Scorsese Shebe Zewam Jegoji Goti Shuje Kwangjangu Chimbacho Kungda Gupchul Bebe Goden Ngonsu Tusnagidu Di Songzang Tarigin Zewam Jegodela Kundun Vita Martin Scorsese Mingda di Kare Shubayana Martin Scorsese Kura Lonye Chapti Baganda Nyanda Chamba Yimbata Kundun Shibe Lonye ya Chapti Bakura Dusridu Di Songzang Tanden Zegwam Jego Dela Kundun Vita Martin Scorsese Dus Mingda Baji Kandar Kundun Vita Martin Scorsese Shibe Jegwam Jego Deta Gone Kundun shebe lonye di kanda New York zhongji shungnam nisa sumtone yobe chogan chimba di na du se singbi shu na gudu chogan di na lo la mi ngabja samasimji du chogudu zinjang di ngema kanda chathone du zong na gudu di songza diri kanda ngos du se zagoda deyo gone singbi shu na du se re diri da kundun shebe lonye ngos singbi shu be gab kandar kundun shebe lonye chapti nangen Martin Scorsese Quran du ngos pe do la 공개 담시 두스난기도 다나시 군대 시베 로nye 진좀 난게 싱시 말레이시아 마디산 기 낭미 도세 카지도 다나시 로nye 탑데 만냐다체 아니 리지 거리라지세 징메 기리 두스페도 간다 군대 시베 로nye 모스 탑게기 네미나다 년좀 디게 parlenge 디갑지 네미나 망부지 두세 디리냠슈낭도 다 디리 고등학교 나부 천제 될 간다 나라수 Beba Mambu Shuji Pedo, so Jeji Bedun Lengu Kangi, Genzin, Denjo Jazola, Zube, Jeje Kajik, Jangari Kuzab Denjo Kangi, Kuzab, Birin de Duba, Tongso Gungata Shila, Danashi, New York de New Jersey, Birijidin Sobe, Soso Lesab, Jimmy Sanjela, Gundrango Kunso Kandar, New York de New Jersey, Sane Sube, Chozo Kagi, Unzin Namata, Danashi, Timshu Suba Kungang Arab Jela. Kasuru Tedon Tinzin Namjela, Tunjo Suba Kunga Rinje, Lola Soba, Kanda Ne Mambaji to Pedu, Rinda Ganda, Lonye Sigan, Pepe Cup, Genogon Jango Chambacho, Kunda, Guju the Pepe, Gudung number Chenje, Tsogangi Gundamdo, Genogon Jango Chambacho, Kuba Tongri Mbuchi, Tikshom Nayata, Adela Choba, Nanga Satunga Shamia, Tanashi Beji Ketar, Rosachema, Tanashi Michule Tube, Jeshe, Jeje Ganda, Beji Tumo Maibe Shena Singbushuya. Anang lola lonyen go mazungwela di namdar singbushiya chembe tan dortuna dire jeko ka yoba changma nyambarji lamne jaje smo namji chelam de singbushiya yin senju chu manye ba naro nang tujeche
Tu
OK，他对，对，他马看到的。OK。
Somebody be looking. Ma'am, we're going to try to close this studio over here. We're going to close this even more.
Yeah, just
Just other people.
Hola.
I thought someone on your too was going to pour the water. The one that's in there. That's, I thought she was. To the left.
Gotta get this one.
This way. Get away from the side of that way. Start moving that way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Once again, start approaching. Moving away from the sound of my voice. Thank you so much. And folks, we need to clear this space. Please make your way towards your seats. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Come, please. Sorry. I wasn't seeing this. Everybody came one time.
Tonight's show is a Netflix special. But above all, it's the Elf sunscreen.
a song we call Namtar.
It's a profound honor to gather today in celebration of the 90th birthday of His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. To mark the occasion by revisiting one of Martin Scorsese's most transcendent films, Kundun. Kundun is more than a film. It's a meditation on faith, exile, and the quiet strength it holds to hold on to your identity in the face of erasure. At Tribeca, we believe in film's ability to expand our perspective, to open our hearts, and to remind us of our shared humanity. Kundun does exactly that. It shows us that empathy begins with understanding, and there is no peace without compassion. So much of that we need in our world right now. This screening is part of Compassion Rising, a global campaign from the International Campaign for Tibet and the Central Tibetan Administration's Year of Compassion. We are proud to serve as a centerpiece of that effort. We're also honored to be joined tonight by members of the Kundun cast and crew, especially the extraordinary Thelma Schoonmaker and the brilliant Ellen Lewis, and several of the most talented and remarkable Tibetan performers who brought this story to life. Heartfelt thanks to the International Campaign for Tibet for partnering with us on this truly meaningful event. And now, please join me in welcoming my dear friend, the visionary man behind Kundun and one of cinema's greatest humanists, Martin Scorsese.
Thank you, everyone. Of course, it's a special, extraordinary occasion now, and I want to begin by best wishes to Supreme Holiness the Dalai Lama on his upcoming occasion of his 90th birthday on July 6th. He's the reason we're all here today. And there are many people I would like to acknowledge. Some are here today, some are unable to be present, some are no longer, sadly, with us. First, there's Melissa Matheson. Left us far too soon, and she's been gone almost 10 years now. Kundun began with her. I consider myself actually blessed that she brought it to me, an Italian-American Roman Catholic from New York. The experience of making Kundun changed my life for the better in many different ways. And it all started with Melissa, who is represented here by her brother Dirk Matheson and her children Malcolm and Georgia Ford. I'll just say that I was and always will be so grateful for her presence in my life. I'd like to welcome members of the extraordinary cast of Kundun, who really grounded me during the shoot. These men and these women were and are the heart of the film. They are the heart of Tibet and its culture, which of course is in danger of obliteration. I welcome Tenzin Tutab Tsarang, who played the adult Dalai Lama, Germi Tetong, who played the 12-year-old Dalai Lama, Lobsang Gyatso, who plays a Lord Chamberlain, Lobsang Samton, who plays the master of the kitchen, and Tencho Gyatso, who plays the Supreme Holiness's mother. I'd also, I think Nima Dadak is here. She's the mother of Tulko Jamyang Tenzin Kunga, who plays the 5-year-old or 8-year-old, I'm not quite sure, Dalai Lama. He's become a really good friend. He works on films, my films with me, and with Kensei Norbu, the great Tibetan director. And he plays it, and he really plays an integral part. He's not here today, but plays a really strong part in keeping Tibetan cinema alive and culture alive. Of course, there's Ellen Lewis. You know, the thing about casting this film is that we wanted Tibetans who could speak English. And I mean, Ellen, you spent about 6 weeks in India, in many different places, auditioning people. You? How many? 8 weeks, okay. Lundup, Georgie, right? She was with you, your assistant. Well, you also went to other places, Bhutan, I think, and other really, you know, exotic places, Canada, and I even think New Jersey. You know, the contribution was really beyond invaluable, really essential. Of course, Thelma, who edited the film, and there are others who are not present today, but I really, you know, the picture, we have to acknowledge them, and that is the cinematographer, Roger Deakins, and Dante Ferretti, for the design of the film, and Francesco Lo Schiavo is also the set decorator, and Philip Glass's music, which is really very beautiful, and Phil and Pat Marco, and Scott Brock, there's so many who really put so much into the picture. And in the beginning, really, Melissa came to me with the script for Kundun. I was really always intrigued by Tibetan Buddhism and the nature of Tibetan culture. You know, it seemed very far from my experience then, but, you know, making films or actually seeing films first were always a path for me to discovery of new forms of expression, how you tell a story, how a person tells a story from Myanmar as opposed to a person telling a story from Los Angeles or New York. Discovery of different cultures, the way I learned to watching the films that say when I was about 14 or 15 of Sajid Ray. Really different ways of existing. And in this case, for me, what was really most interesting was that it was a spiritual exploration. So it was really a major challenge. I was supposed to make a film at Universal or something, I forget now, but we switched it and they allowed us to make this film before that. I'm not even sure if I ever made the picture for Universal after that, I don't remember. But we did finalize the script with the Supreme Holiness at Melissa and Harrison Ford's house in Wyoming. Then we traveled to Dharamsala in India, and actually we were thinking of shooting in India for quite a while, and Dharamsala, all those places, but we ran into a lot of bureaucracy and realized that we couldn't get it done in India, and Dante Ferretti and Laura Fattori from Italy, they immediately said Morocco, and immediately the first thing they did was get all the motel and hotel rooms, because there were other films coming, see? And that was, they secured all that, and then we said, okay, that's Morocco. How are we gonna make it look like, you know, Tibet, or seem like Tibet? I had shot Last Temptation of Christ there in Morocco in '87. Northern Sahara Desert and the Atlas Mountains, you could get away with it, I think. And with some special effects and possibly certain sets that we could build, we realized we could. And so Dante and his team went to Ouarzazate, got the hotel rooms. The costumes were made in the holy city of Varanasi. And we were trying to create an illusion of Tibet in Morocco. The cast and crew, we were dealing with 7 languages on set. Tibetan, English, French, Italian, Indian, Arabic, and Berber. Just to say action. And once we got one word down, we figured it all out. But it was stunning, right? And we're making a film about Buddhism and Buddhists in a Muslim country, directed by a Catholic. I mean, basically, we all worked in harmony because we had a common goal, which made our major cultural differences beside the point. Making a picture about the Dalai Lama, beginning with his discovery at a very young age, to his arrival in India at the age of 23. But it wasn't, I didn't want to, the reason why I really liked the script and what Melissa wanted to do, it wasn't a straight biography, biopic, as they say. I was trying to make a film that embodied His Holiness's spiritual evolution, which meant that for me, the film itself becomes kind of sacred in a way, in the actual making of it. So you do feel it as you're making this film. That it becomes a spiritual act. And I think the same was true of the Tibetan cast members and the advisors, the artisans, and crew members. I mean, they really weren't, they were acting, but they're really being. They were existing in the film. And their patience and their love really was the design of the film. Their patience and their love. Whenever you're shooting 100 days in heat, and whenever I felt kind of despair and troubled, I'd look up and I'd see them, and they grounded me and re-inspired me every day. Their devotion to their culture, keeping the culture alive after their country had been taken away from them, it was overwhelming. You can see it now. There's a lot of good Tibetan cinema out there, including the films of Pema Tsen, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 53. A film called All Dog is one of them. Phagmo Tachi, Netin Chokling Rinpoche, and of course Kensei Norbu, who Kunga's working with a lot. He did The Cup, and he did a number of other films since then. They're quite interesting, really good. And I was hoping that we would say to American distributors and streamers now, why don't we do a Tibetan film festival and make it available to everyone? They just don't. We tried. Margaret, Bodie, and I tried to talk to, come on, it's Criterion, Mubi, MUBI, let's go. You got all these terrific films, or you get to see the different aspects of Tibetan culture and history, and these wonderful filmmakers. So let's put together Tibetan cinema, Kino Lorba. They have all these apps, they call them. Well, I have trouble with that, but But I mean, you could hit the thing and then suddenly it comes up. There's films from South America, there's films what about Tibet? So let's get it going. Look, I've taken enough of your time. I want to say too, just in closing, that the picture's very close to me. My mother was very, very sick. She was dying. I had to fly back for a day or so, back and finish the film. She waited, I think, she didn't remember anything, of course, but she died like 7 days or 6 days after we returned. It also is a period of change in my life. I met my extraordinary wife, Helen. We're making the film. And out of Kundun came a wonderful, I think, daughter, Francesca. So the mother's gone, the film is made, a new life, a new child. It's a very, very personal, very, very special project for me. And I hope that the generosity of spirit that we share is evident in the picture itself when you see it. So I thank you all for being here today, and great to see all of my old friends who made the film with me. Thank you.
Enlightenment.
mantra. Who is jetting? Who is jetting today?
He has left us, Your Holiness.
Where did he go?
A retreat, Holiness.
How long?
Several years.
Oh,
He has left your service. Another regent will be chosen.
I don't understand.
It's not for your years, Holiness.
Why not for my ears?
I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha.
I want you to be my new regent. That is an order. I take refuge in the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, Sangha, until I attain enlightenment.